Hello and welcome to step 3 of creating an audio app. This time we are looking at compiling a book. Hello and welcome to step 3 of creating an audio app. This time we are looking at compiling a book and how to make a book for your project. So I'm going to switch over to the internet so we can see where to download. And again, I've used Google to search for Bloom download. That's where I would go if I were you, to download the editor for Windows. Now, while that's downloading, you can also get it for Linux and obviously for, I don't think it's available on Apple yet. You can also, while you're doing that, search the internet for Reading App Builder, SIL, and click on the download section, and there you'll find the current version, Download Now Reading App Builder. So please also download that because we will be using that momentarily. Once you've got Bloom downloaded, please load it up, and you will find that you're being offered to create a collection. So I'm going to create a new collection for our test here today. I'm going to call it Test Here, sure, from Sudan. All right. So the name of the language will be described here. And when you click Next, it's going to ask you which font you want to use. Most of us, I think, will be using left to right, not right to left, so this is fine. And if you're using a different font, like if your language has its own specific font, here's where you could choose it. I'm just going to stick with Andica today because I'm working with English. You can put in more information about your province and district, the country, all this information. What would you like to call this collection? I'm actually going to call it Test Books. So, and then when it's ready, you go Finish, and it will give you the Bloom folder, so the Bloom window, and this is where you'll be able to choose or begin to create a book. So the first thing we'll do is look on the left-hand side over here, Sources for New Books, and we're going to choose a basic book. So just click on that basic book, and also click Make a Book using this source. So that will bring up a window where you'll have access, first of all, to the title page, and then you'll see the front cover, inside the front cover, and then your title page, credits page over here. Now, what you're going to want to do is add pages for this book. So what I would do at the beginning is just add basic, just text pages, and it will also ask you about how many pages you'd like to add. So the window is not quite big enough here for me to show you on the video, but at the bottom of this, it's got an option for me to choose how many pages I want. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to choose to add 4 pages instead of 1. So add those pages like that as text. Okay. So yeah, sorry about the formatting here. Can't see everything on the page, but that's enough for now. All right, so one of the first things you want to do when you begin creating your book is you want to choose how you're going to be printing this or using it. And for our purposes, we're making an app. So first of all, go up to the dimension, the page size and orientation, which will be on A5 portrait by default, and go all the way down to 16:9 device, 16:9 portrait. So this is the kind of outline that you'll have on a phone. Now you want to name your book. In this case, we're doing hymn number 231, or you could call it Jesus Will Reign, I guess. Jesus Shall Reign is what we'll call it. Jesus Shall Reign. Okay. If that's the other language, like your native language that you've written it in, you can also give it an English book title here. So we'll call it hymn number 231. Okay. Now, before we move on to the writing of the book, you'll notice that on the front page, on the title page, the front cover, sorry, there's an option, there's a big flower, and what the big flower means is that this is a picture, of space for a picture, and if you want to put a picture there, you can. The flower will not show up if you create the book like this. So what you want to do is left-click on the change image icon right there in the middle. It will bring up this dialog. Now, the first time you do this, it will give you the option of downloading a free set of pictures available for use for with this program. So I've already done that. So now if you search for something in the image galleries there, you'll find there's 108. I just searched for fish, found 181 options of free pictures that can be used. This is a seahorse. We use that. Jesus will reign over even the seahorses. So it's quite cool that you can use that as you create your books. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the first page of the book, and I'm going to take the text, which is from the hymn, and I'm going to copy it and paste it in there. In fact, while I'm doing this, I think the first book that I'll make several books here. The first book that I'll make, I'll put the entire hymn on one page, so that if people were sitting down, reading to it, listening to it, they could put everything on one page. Now, something I'd like to do actually is I'll change the dimensions of the screen so that we can see it a bit better. Just do that. Hopefully now we should be able to see a wee bit more of the actual program. Now, in this particular book, I'm only going to have one page, so I can actually remove these other pages that I've created. I added 4 at the beginning, but in this particular book, Jesus Will Reign, it's all going to be on one page. So the text on this page is already too small. You should really want to try and fill up the page so that people can see it on their phones. So I'm going to go to characters and bring it from 12 up to say 14, perhaps 16. 16's a wee bit big. Try 15 instead. Let's try 15. There we go. 15 might also be too big. So we'll try 14. Okay, 14 looks all right. All right, so once you've formatted it for the page itself, the next thing you want to do is to line it up with the audio. Now, when I had the boys read the audio, they didn't say verse 1, verse 2, verse 3. So I do want those verse numbers there, but I don't want them linked to any audio. So what I'll have to do at the beginning is to delete them, and I'll put them back soon. So in order to bring in the audio for this book, we're going to left click on the little 3 buttons here at the right hand side, and it's going to bring up the talking book tool. Now, what you can do is record straight from here into the story. But in this case, I've already recorded it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on it, the Advanced tab down the bottom here, go down, and then I'm going to choose by whole text box, because in this case I'm going to have the entire audio in one box. And then I'm going to choose Import Recording. Of course, I'm going to take it from that folder that we recorded everything into, which is here. So here is Jesus Shall Reign, and I want the entire thing in one file. So I'll open that up. All right, there we go. Now, here's the key. Once you've got the audio in there and the text is there too, you want to tell the computer where to split it up and and the timing of the audio. So this is the tricky part. So try and bear with me as I try and walk you through it. So the first thing we'll do is we'll play the audio by going back up to the top here to check it. So let's push play.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, where over the sun, does his successive journeys run. His king.
I've just realized now that I've listened to it and actually checked the words, I recognize that Josh said we're over the earth, when in fact it says the sun. So what I might do is just add that in here. Jesus shall reign wherever the earth. I can't really do that, can I? Okay, we'll just pretend that that he didn't say wherever the earth, rather than go back and change the file now. But it shows you the importance of carefully looking at the text as you do the audio editing as well. All right, so what I'll do is I'll make a break in the first break in Josh speaking, and to do that, there's two ways to do it. First, you could actually click here, insert a segment marker, which is just a line, a straight line. I do that on my keyboard by holding Shift and pushing the button which is underneath backspace, which also brings up that little bar, that we call it. So let's listen to the audio again and try and segment it into sections.
Kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more.
So I could put a bar in here for each verse.
To him shall endless prayer be made.
So here's Martin reading, and it's a bit slower. To him, after to him actually had a little gap, so I'm going to put a segment marker in there. Shall endless prayer be made?
And endless praises crown his head.
Could almost split that up. And endless praises crown his head.
His name like sweet perfume shall rise with every morning sacrifice. People and realms of every tongue.
So you'll notice that as he was reading, I was actually putting in segment markers. This is what I generally do when I'm creating the app because it's a lot faster. You just push play on this, and as the person is reading it, you can listen to the pauses and put the segment markers in. So Josh has just read, people in realms of every tongue
Dwell on his love, sweetest song, and infant voices shall proclaim their yearly blessings on his name. Let every creature rise and bring his grateful honors to our King. Angels descend with songs again, and earth repeat the loud Amen.
Okay, so I've vaguely, very vaguely, put in segment markers wherever there's a pause in the audio. And the next thing I want to do is to use the program to split the audio into these different segment markers so that we can, so that the person can read along as it's being read. So I push the split button. And what it does is it will take that MP3 file and try to organize it and split it into these different segments so that when you push play now, it should read along with the writing.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, where over the sun, does his successive journeys run. His kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more. To him shall endless prayer be made, and endless praises crown his head.
Now, did you notice that up until here, endless praises, it was actually very close. It was actually telling us, it was following it along. So I'll just make a mental note about endless praises. I need to fix that. Let's keep listening.
His name like sweet perfume shall rise with every morning sacrifice. People and realms of every tongue dwell on his love, sweetest song, and infant voices shall proclaim their yearly blessings on his name. Let every creature rise and bring his grateful honors to our King. Angels descend with songs again, and earth repeat the loud Amen.
So you notice that the program did quite a good job of automatically splitting up the words following along with the segment markers that I had arranged. Now, one section, of course, this part here, endless praises crown his head, that's the one section that was out of time. So we can fix that. There's a way to fix that. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open that audio file in Audacity. So this is Jesus Shall Reign. I'm going to open up with Audacity again. There are actually multiple ways of fixing this problem. I'm going to show you what I think is the easiest way. So having opened the file, I'm going to find the part that says, and endless praises. So it's in verse 2.
His kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more.
Here's verse 2.
To him shall endless prayer be made, and endless praises crown his head.
Okay, so this is the section that we're dealing with.
Endless prayer be made, and
endless praises starts from, if I click on where it starts,
endless.
It tells me where it starts, which is at 13 seconds and 13.25 seconds into this file. So I'm going to go back to Bloom here, and what I want to do is I want to edit the timings file. So you see there's an option here. Click on Edit the Timings File, click OK. What it will do is it will bring up a text file which has all the timings. So you can see here, Jesus shall reign wherever the sun. It starts at 0.36, so that's about right. Finishes at 3 seconds in, 3.7 seconds in. So that was all correct. I thought it was all fine until we got to this section about endless praises crowning his head. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get down to that section where it's just here, endless praises crown his head. I noticed that they're giving 0.5. First of all, and endless praises starts from 13.2. I'm going to go back into the audio file and notice that yes, and endless praises does start at 13.2.
And endless praises.
So and endless
praises
praises finishes at 15.4. So, and actually what we've done is we've separated and endless praises. So where does and endless finish? Endless finishes at 14.2. Let's look at the timing file. Praises says it's finishing at 15. That's not right. It should be 14.2. So I'm going to select that. 14.2. So from 13.7 to 14.2, praises should be highlighted. Now the next part, crown his head, should actually start from 14.2 because it's the next one after praises. So let's see where crown his head starts and finishes.
Endless praises crown his head.
Crown his head, there it is.
Crown his head.
So crown his head starts at 15.4, finishes at 15.4. So
crown his head.
15.4 to 17. 15.4 to 17. So crown his head, which is here, should be 15.4. The one before it should also be 15.4 and should finish at 17.0. And that way, 17, the next one, should start in time as well. So what I've just done is I've used Audacity to find out when things are starting and finishing, and I have taken those times and put them into the timing file. So now that I've finished with the timing file, I can save it, and even close it, and go back into Bloom and click Apply Timings File. When you click that, it'll bring up a dialog, and basically you just push Open. It'll already be on the correct one. So I've now applied the timings file that I've just manually changed. Let's see if Bloom has done it correctly.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, where over the sun, does his successive journeys run. His kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more. To him shall endless prayer be made, and endless praises crown his head. His name like sweet perfume shall rise.
So you'll notice that I didn't correctly tell the computer when to do end endless. So we'll do that again. We'll go Edit Timings File again, bring it up. So end endless is starting at the wrong time. Ah, yes, I see. End endless shouldn't be starting at 13.2. When is that starting?
Made and endless.
And endless starts.
Be made and endless.
Here, 13.2 it starts.
And endless.
And it finishes at 14.2. What have we got here? 13.2. So this should be finishing at 14. See, 14.2. And that means the next one should be starting at 14.2. And praises, let's see when that starts and finishes. 14.2, obviously.
Praises.
So praises starts at 14.2 and finishes at 15.4. Let's see if that is correct. 14.2, 15.4. Yep, that's about right. Okay, we'll save that again, close it, go back into Bloom, apply timing files again, and see if that's fixed it. Hopefully it did.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, while over the sun does his successive journeys run. His kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more. To him shall endless prayer be made, and endless praises crown his head.
That's better.
His name like...
So now I've got the timings file for this audio correctly lined up with the words. So my last thing that I need to do here is to delete these segment markers, which I've put all the way through. So just click on them and delete them. Nicely, we'll bring the original formatting back, which is nice. So these, when you put these dividers in, they actually make the formatting a wee bit wider. So just go through and delete them. And then the last thing that we're going to do is to put back in the verse numbers. Now, the best way to do that, you don't want the verse numbers lined up with, you don't want them highlighted as if they are, part of what's being said. So the best way to do it is to bring the whole thing down by pushing enter. Then you push, this is verse 1 obviously, so verse 1, I put a little space there, highlight the verse 1 and make it superscript, so it's actually up higher, because sometimes you want to do that with verse numbers, make them higher up. So you could even, if it was verse 3 of chapter 1, you could even do that in the superscript. So there's verse 1. I'm going to go next to Jesus and push backspace one time to bring it up. So now you see there is a gap between the superscript number and the verse, so it won't be highlighted as the reading goes through. So it just makes it look a bit nicer, look a bit tidier. Again, I'm superscripting these numbers by you type the number and then you highlight it, and you'll have the option when you highlight something, oopsie, to change the, there'll be a little pop-up box here, so you can change it to superscript. There we go. So now it looks good, looks ready to go. I'm going to go back into collections over here. There's several other options you could change with this book. For example, if I wanted to change the color of the cover, I could do that. You do that by going into Publish. At the moment, there's no better option than this. Going into Publish, go to Bloom Pub, and then down the bottom of this right-hand side column, you can choose the color of the cover. I believe that they are going to make that an easier thing to do in the future. Another thing you could do is when you are in the edit this book section, and if you click on the little settings gear on the page, you can also actually change the color of the highlighting. So at the moment the background color is on yellow for the highlighting. You might want to change it to something that's easier on the eye, say like a dark blue or a lighter blue, and that way when the text is highlighted, now it will be blue instead of yellow.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, while over the sun does his successive journeys run.
So there's the first book completed, and what we'll do is we'll create a couple of other books while we're about it. You'll remember when we were doing the audio that we created several examples, several versions of the audio. One was a 1 MP3 file, so everything on one page. I'm going to make another basic book, make a book using this source, and this time there's going to be more pages. It's going to be Jesus shall still reign. There we go. I'm going to have another picture. Again, searching in the image galleries for king. There's a king. He doesn't look very happy. Probably shouldn't use that. Might use this one. There we go. So there's a picture of a king reigning. Again, one of the first things you want to do when you're creating a new book is you want to click on the size. You don't want A5 portrait. You want it to be for a device, because this is for an app, if you remember. I'm going to go click inside after the title page or the credits page, I'm going to click Add Page here. And this time, we're going to have 2 pages. You remember we made an audio version where there was two pages instead of just one. So one of them was the entire hymn. One of them was pages 1 and 2, verses 1 and 2, and then verses 3 and 4. So that's 2 pages. And then there was an addition that we made with a verse on each page. So for this one, we'll do 2 pages. So I'll click 2 here, add pages. And now I've got page 1 and page 2 ready to go. So I will get the text file out. I will copy hymn verses 1 and 2 into here. And I'll copy verses 3 and 4 into the next page. Now, because there's less text on each page now, we can actually make the text much bigger, which is very nice when you are dealing with a small cell phone screen. You want the text to be as big as you possibly can. So in this case, 26 is too big. 22 is just about right. Let's see, 20 might be all right. If we keep it on 20, yeah, with that you can basically see it on the entire screen without having to move the screen at all. So I'll do the same thing as before. I will first of all delete the numbers, because we're going to come back and do that later. And then I'm going to click over here on the right hand side to import the audio. Again, advanced, import recording. Now in this case, the audio that we want to bring in is going to be Jesus Shall Reign 1 and 2 for the first page, because that's verses 1 and 2. And then Jesus Shall Reign 3 and 4 for the other page. Of course, we want to delete 3 and 4 as well. And we'll do the same thing again. I shall play the audio, and as I play it, I'm going to be going through with the segment markers and adding them.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, while over the sun, does his successive journeys run. His kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more. To him shall endless prayer be made, and endless praises crown his head. His name like sweet perfume shall rise with every morning sacrifice.
Okay, so with the first one, I have put the little dividers where I think they should be, according to the language, according to this audio file, and I will click split, and the program will go ahead and split them. Now I'm going to push play, and hopefully it'll be around about right. I won't have to play around with the timing too much.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, while over the sun, does his successive journeys run. His kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more. To him shall endless prayer be made, and endless praises crown his head. His name like sweet perfume shall rise with every morning sacrifice.
So you'll notice that there was a couple of issues there. There was a couple that were not quite in the right place. So what I'll do again is I will open up Jesus Shall Reign 1 and 2 in Audacity, which will show me the timing on the file. So I'll be able to figure out where things should be. I'm also going to open up the edit the timings file in Bloom and bring that up. And I noticed that the first section was actually all right. But I'm going to go through the file and edit the timings file at the same time. And this way I should be able to work out exactly where everything should be. So if we just click play here.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, while over the sun, does his...
Jesus shall reign over the sun. Finishes at 370. Yeah, so I think that was about right. Does his successive journeys run? Should finish at 5.6.
His successive journeys run.
Yep, that's very close. His kingdom stretch from shore to shore. should finish at 7.7. Let's see.
His kingdom spread from shore to shore till...
Yep, that's right. Till moon shall wax finishes at 9.8.
moon shall wax and...
Oh, and wane no more. So 9.8. Where were we? Over here.
From shore to shore till moon shall wax and wane no more. Moon shall wax and wane no more.
So moon shall wax.
Shore till moon shall wax.
Moon shall wax should really finish at 8.8 if we want to be closer. 8.8, which means that and wane shall more should start at 8.8. You have to fix both of them there. Might just make this a bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So let's hear that again.
His kingdom spread from shore to shore till moon shall wax and wane no more.
So wane,
wax and wane no more.
Wane no more needs to finish at 10. And to him is going to start at 10 point.
To him.
10.2 around about. So wane no more should really finish at 10.2. And then to him should start at 10.2. Let's listen to that.
To him shall end less. To him shall end less prayer. To him shall end less prayer.
Prayer.
To him shall end less prayer be made.
Prayer be made was finishing at around 13.
Prayer be made.
13.1. So that's not too bad. It's pretty close. Perhaps the rest of it is all right. This and endless praises section, we'll listen to that.
This prayer be made.
So and endless praises should start at 13.1. That's right.
And endless praises.
Oh, so and endless and praises is separated over here.
Crown his head, his name like sweet.
See.
Shall endless prayer be made, and endless.
Endless finishes at 14.3. There's a difference. 14.3. So this one shall start at 14.3. Praises, when's that going to finish?
Praises.
15.4. Not 15.2. Crown his head, where will that finish?
Crown his head.
17 around about, 16.8, that's fine. All right, those timings are probably all right now. I'm going to save that timings file. I'm going to go back into Bloom. I'm going to apply the timings file. And then I'm going to push play, and we can check it one more time.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, where over the sun, does his successive journeys run. His kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more. To him shall endless prayer be made, and endless praises crown his head. His name like sweet perfume shall rise with every morning sacrifice.
Okay, so that's now in the right place. So we can go through again, deleting these. Segmentation markers, putting the verse number in as well. So that's the first page completed and lined up with the audio. Again, I'm putting the verse numbers in at the end here. Once the audio is lined up, you can go through deleting other things because it will retain that information. So that's page 1. Page 2, same thing again, going down, import recording. Oh, we've already done that. Now I'm gonna pause. Yeah, now I need to go through and segment it again. So again, I'm going to play the file and insert the segment markers as we go through.
People and realms of every tongue dwell on his love, sweetest song, and infant voices shall proclaim their yearly blessings on his name. Let every creature rise and bring his grateful honors to our King. Angels descend with songs again, and earth repeat the loud Amen.
Okay, so I put in some markers where I heard some pauses. So we'll try that split again, see if it works without me needing to go and change the timing files.
People and realms of every tongue dwell on his love, sweetest song,
Oh.
and infant voices shall proclaim their yearly blessings on his name. Let every creature rise and bring his grateful honors to our King. Angels descend with songs again, and earth repeat the loud Amen.
Okay, so it wasn't too bad. I saw a little bit of a problem at the beginning. So what I'm going to do is go back into Audacity, and this time I'm going to drag in the verses 3 to 4 file, and I'm going to open the timings file in Bloom. So here it is. So here's what we're lining up. Here's the audio. So we'll do the same thing again. So I'll push play.
People and realms of every tongue dwell on.
So people and realms of every tongue finishes at around 0.2. You notice they've got it starting at 4 seconds in, and then finishing at 4.9 seconds in. So that's just wrong. Now sometimes Bloom will do that. Easy enough fix. Just start it off at the beginning, 0, and finish it off when it's meant to finish, which is 2.7. And that will mean that the next one will start at 2.7. And away you go. So let's listen to where Dwell on His Love finishes.
People and realms of every tongue dwell on his love.
So Dwell on His Love finishes at 3.5. So again, where Noel's in, since it's on 4, 3.5. Now let's listen to where With Sweetest Song finishes.
Sweetest song.
Sweetest Song finishes at 4.5. So again, way too far in. Let's change that in the beginning of the next one. Needs to change as well. Okay, and Infant Voices. Where does that end?
And infant voices.
5.5 around about. So Infant Voices ends at 5.5, which means the next one starts at 5.5. Shall Proclaim. Where does that finish?
Shall proclaim their
6.5 or before that. 6.4, that's good. So now it looks like the rest of them are okay. So I can save that timings file, and I can apply that timings file. Just click open, and it should have fixed up all the issues immediately. So let's hear now.
People and realms of every tongue dwell on his love, sweetest song, and infant voices shall proclaim their yearly blessings on his name. Let every creature rise and bring his grateful honors to our King. Angels descend with songs again, and earth repeat the loud Amen.
All right, that looks good. Next thing I can do, obviously, is the same thing. Verse 3 is here. I'm going to highlight verse 3 and superscript it, and then the same thing again for verse 4. I'm going to highlight it and superscript it, and then I'm going to delete all these, delete these markers, segment markers, get rid of them. Once they are gone, that book is now complete as well. Okay, so in my collection of books, I've got 2 books of Jesus Shall Reign now. One has got them separated into two verses, and one has got the whole verse, the whole hymn on one page. I'm going to make one more. I'm going to show you how to add pictures to your book as well. So again, this is Jesus Shall Reign, and this is separate verses for separate pages for each verse. In this case, I'm going to look for a crown. There's a king with a crown. Maybe not that picture. Let's look for a mountain instead. Oh yeah, lots of pictures of mountains. We could use this one of these. Looks like a good picture. All these, the good thing about using these pictures that come with the program, if you download it within the program, is that you don't have to add separate copyright information. So it's very useful. Okay, going into the book, this time I'm going to need 4 pages instead of 1 or 2. And you'll notice this time I've added it with a picture on each one. So what I'll actually do, instead of instead of adding them all with pictures like that, I'll remove those pages again. And when I add them this time, you can add pages like this with a picture already laid out like that. What I find easier to do actually is when you go to add pages, just add the basic text page like that, and then actually add in a picture where you need it. Again, as you start the book, what's the first thing you do? Change the layout to device. So there we are. So I've got 4 pages and I've got 4 verses to put in there. So one verse per page. So here's the first page and the first verse. Obviously, the text could be much larger. Let's make the text 22. And still, you'll notice there's a big gap at the bottom. So what I'm going to do with the first page is I'm going to click on Change Layout, this little slider here. And you see how there's a text box, but you've also got the option of clicking on these plus signs. So I could put a picture to the left-hand side of the text box, or to the right-hand side, or I could put it to the bottom of the text box. So there we go. And you can also, when you're in the Change Layout format, you can make it bigger or smaller. Choose if you want a video or text or a picture. In this case, I would like to have a picture, and then I can take it off Change Layout, and now it's laid out how I want it to be. That's that's why you would rather use just put a just text picture box there first, and then you can change it to the way you want by clicking on the Change Layout. All right, same thing again, right-hand side. What am I going to do? I'm going to go down to click on the Advanced tab. I'm going to import the recording from this folder. I'm going to choose verse 1, page 1, and same thing again. I'm going to put the little dividers in. I already have listened to this a few times, so I know where the dividers should be, basically. And I'm going to use the split. So let's see if it does it properly the first time.
Jesus shall reign, where over the earth, where over the sun does his successive journeys run. His kingdom spread from shore to shore, till moon shall wax and wane no more.
There we go. And I could even change this stretch to spread, since that's what Josh is saying. See, so it's already set up, ready to go. See, and I'm going to put the verse number in there again, highlighting it on superscript, bring it back, and then I want to put a picture of there. I will choose the sun, because Jesus reigns over the sun, perhaps in the moon. There we go, nice little picture there. That's page 1 ready to go. Same thing with page 2. I'm going to copy my text over. As you do this more and more, you'll become much faster at this whole process. Now with page 2, I'd actually like to have a picture on top of the page and then the text at the bottom. So I'm going to change the layout again. This time, I'm going to click plus above, so that we'll put the picture above. Again, you want all the text to be showing. You don't want the picture to be so big that there's all this text underneath and it has to go, scroll down to it. You want it all to be seen on the page, so the picture can be a wee bit smaller. So that layout should be fine there. Oh, I've got to choose picture for that one. Here we've got endless prayer, so I might look for a picture of somebody praying. It's this one. There we go. Lots of good pictures in there that can be used. To him shall endless prayer be made. Endless prayer crown its head. See if we can do one line for each one. So I'm going to import the recording. This is verse 2. I'm going to split it and see if that works.
To him shall endless prayer be made, and endless praises crown his head. His name like sweet perfume shall rise with every morning sacrifice.
Yep, that looks good. So I'm going to get rid of those dividers again. I'm going to put verse 2 there and bring it back up again. If you follow this protocol that I'm showing you, you'll avoid a lot of issues with the software. A lot of things can go wrong. if you don't treat it exactly right. So hopefully this is a very helpful tutorial for you. I'm going to do the same thing with verse 3. Again, change layout. I'm going to put a picture. This time the picture could go to the side of the text. How about that? Just the picture could be a wee bit smaller, and the text could be on the side. Again, I'm going to import the recording. This time it's verse 3. I'm going to put a segment marker at the end of each line, and hopefully it will just split it and work. Let's have a look.
People and realms of every tongue dwell on his love, sweetest song, and infant voices shall proclaim their yearly blessings on his name.
Okay, so that didn't work. So again, what am I going to do? Edit the timings file. I figured that this particular verse, if I bring it into Audacity again, so it's verse 3, starts at 0, 0. You'll notice that this has got it starting at 4 seconds in. Again, I'm not too sure why Bloom sometimes does that. But where does people with realms of every tongue finish? Let's have a look.
People and realms of every tongue dwell
about 2.3 seconds in. Dwell on his love with sweetest song. Where's that finish?
Dwell on his love, sweetest song.
So 4.4 in. So it goes from 2.3 to 4.4. Where does and infant voices shall proclaim? Where does that finish?
And infant voices shall proclaim their
6.4. So that the rest of it seems all right. So I will save that, and I will apply the timings file we just changed. So now it should work fine.
People and realms of every tongue dwell on his love, sweetest song, and infant voices shall proclaim their yearly blessings on his name.
Yep, that worked fine. Now I can delete these dividers. I can put verse 3 up there again and superscript it up. And I want a long, thin picture this time. Maybe people from every tongue. Sweetest song. Maybe I could put, if I look for song, there's all sorts in here. Musical instruments. Maybe we have a drum in there. A drum could be put in there. Yep, that's fine. And then last verse, verse 4. So bringing that across. Here we go. Every creature rise and bring. Again, I'm going to change the layout. This time I'd like to have a picture perhaps at the top so that we finish with the text at the end of the book. Picture at the top. There we go. Every creature rise and bring. I'm going to put the dividers in again. I'm going to import the recording, which is verse 4 now. Verse 4, there it is. Just split that up. See if it worked by itself.
Let every creature rise and bring his grateful honors to our King. Angels descend with songs again, and earth repeat the loud Amen.
Totally messed that up, didn't it? So you'll find the software, sometimes we'll get it perfectly right, other times we'll just mess the whole thing up. So anytime it messes it up, the quickest way I've found is to go down to Edit Timings File, we'll bring it up, and open it in Audacity. The first section is Let Every Creature Rise and Bring, so play that.
Let every creature rise and bring.
Pause it as soon as that finishes. So you're going from 0, 0 to 0.2, 0 to 2.4. So from 0 to 2.2. Okay, and that means the next one is starting at 2.2. So let his grateful honors to our King. Where does that finish?
His grateful honors to our King.
Finishes at about 4.2. So 4.2. That means the next one starts at 4.2. So So what about angels descend with songs again? Where does that finish?
Angels descend with songs again.
6.6. All right, so they were all wrong, weren't they, here? 6.6, which means the last one starts at 6.6 and finishes at the end. So I'll save that, go back into Bloom again, apply that timings file, and listen again.
Let every creature rise and bring his grateful honors to our King. Angels descend with songs again, and earth repeat the loud Amen.
So you notice if you just follow the timing within Audacity, you can actually set it up to be perfect without any issues. It's literally the fastest way. I think I've just demonstrated how quick you can do that by following Audacity. So let's have some animals this time. Every creature. What kind of animal should we have? Well, there's a few animals in that one. Nice picture. Okay, so there's book number 4 completed. So book number 3, sorry. So I've got 3 books now that I've just spent, 20-30 minutes putting together 3 books using the same source material. Of course, you don't need to use the same source material. I could have made 3 different books with different source material as long as I have the audio ready and the text ready to go too. So that's the end of section 3, compiling the book. The next thing we're going to do is step 4, and that is app building. So I look forward to seeing you in that one. God bless.